The Sports TV News is brought to you by Store & Associates, sports and entertainment marketing specialists. Log on to storeandassociates.com and start connecting with sponsors and consumers.
Eric Mackerlin is in with us, and we're going to do something a little different today on the Sports TV News. It's kind of a free-form conversation about the undisputed champion of sports marketing, namely the NFL. Eric, start this thing off with how this Uber marketing organization kind of recently tripped up.
Problem occurred last week when Roger Goodell, the commissioner of the NFL, had a rather thorny question that he needed to decide. The question was this: which New York team would get the opportunity to play the first regular season game in the brand new stadium in the Meadowlands in New Jersey? Would it be the New York Giants, the typical old line, original NFL franchise, or would it be the upstart New York Jets, usually the second poor sister in New York football? Now, what happened here is there were a lot of confusion publicly about what was going to be decided. Until last Friday, on the Jets website, it was reported that Goodell would decide who would play first by way of a coin toss. Not long after that, Goodell made an announcement that instead of having a public coin toss with members of either teams available to watch it and witness it publicly, that he had tossed the coin himself, and that the Giants had won, and that they would host the first regular season game in the new stadium on Sunday, whereas the New York Jets would get the first Monday Night Football game in the stadium on the next night. Now, let's put aside for a moment what's fair and what's not fair, because I think that's a secondary question here. What I think is important here is that the NFL had a real opportunity to take this conflict and turn it into a marketable moment. Stay with me here. What we've got are the two biggest names in New York football, the Jets and the Giants. They've not really been at each other's throats all these years, but the fact of the matter is that there is some kind of rivalry. Again, the Giants are old New York. They're the team that played in Yankee Stadium. They've been around for decades. They're an original NFL team. On the other hand, you got the New York Jets, the upstarts, the ones who are associated with Joe Willie, a team that has never had a home of its own until now, where it is now officially sharing the new stadium in the Meadowlands with the Giants. Okay, why was this an opportunity? Well, the fact of the matter is that you could have turned this into a great television moment. Why not do the coin toss publicly in front of the whole world for everybody to see and market it as a chance to get on ESPN or the NFL Network and bring the two teams together, dramatize the rivalry, and flip that coin in public? Maybe you could have that coin flipped by somebody like former Mayor Rudy Giuliani. Maybe it's current Mayor Bloomberg. Maybe you do the coin toss in Grand Central Station or Penn Station, where everybody gets on the train to go to the game now. For some reason, Roger Goodell, who is, a businessman, didn't really see this as an opportunity. He saw it as something to, well, quite honestly, get around.
I think it is crazy. It is unconscionable that this didn't happen at Grand Central. That Eli Manning wasn't there, that Mark Sanchez wasn't there, that Jets fans weren't there, that Giants fans. This was done in secret. It's like Goodell's little star chamber. I think it would have made a great half-hour special on the NFL Network, which doesn't have a whole lot to show these days. Or if they didn't want it, ESPN could have taken it. At the very, very least, it could have gone to one of New York's 3 RSNs. They would have been frothing at the mouth and chomping at the bit for this kind of thing. This is tailor-made for the #1 football market in America, and they blew it.
Yeah, and in terms of PR and marketing, what we've got here is that Goodell looked at this situation as a problem to be managed rather than an opportunity to be exploited. And quite honestly, if you really want to know what happened here, Roger Goodell fumbled this football through the end zone.
All right, and we thank you, Eric, and here's the moral of the story. NFL and any other major league organization, if you have a problem and you don't know how to get around it, call us at the TV News. We'll set you straight. We know how to market. Eric, we thank you, and we'll see you next week.